Welcome to Touch Base Tuesdays, where we touch base on Tuesdays. There's a new documentary out on Max, aka HBO, called We Beat the Dream Team. For those that don't know, the Dream Team was the 1992 U.S. Olympic basketball team, known widely as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, sports team in history. And to prepare for the Olympics that year, new precedent was created that remains to this day, where a group of college basketball players were gathered called the Select Team to help prep the Olympic team to get in shape for, well, winning the gold medal ultimately. And it's also important to note that 1992 was the first year that professional NBA basketball players were allowed to play on the Olympic team. So that's why the team was stacked with some of the greatest basketball players in the history of the game. And one college kid on the team. But the Select Team were, at the time, some of the best college basketball players in the United States. And they all gathered in a gym in Southern California to scrimmage and play. And so the film centers their first scrimmage against one another when the Select Team won. There's a whole bunch of feelings and thoughts, hence the entire documentary. I won't spoil it for you. Check it out. But there's one part that I cannot stop thinking about. And it's when a member of the Select Team named Bobby Hurley, who at the time played for Duke and went on to spend 6 seasons in the NBA and is now a coach. He's currently the coach at Arizona State. Bobby Hurley, towards the end of the film, says this: "I might have peaked that week against the Dream Team, as far as maybe being the best that I ever was at basketball." When he says this, it is with such present, grounded self-awareness. It's not self-deprecating. He's not getting down on himself. He's honoring and owning that was his week of shining as a basketball player. And now he's dedicated to his work as a coach. And I keep thinking about it because I think all the time about how we each have a role to play on the pathway to collective liberation. There are things that I'm really good at that I'm not on this planet to do. Once some people I loved hired me to be their day of wedding planner. And I was so good at it that the venue thought that was my full-time job. Because I said, "Oh yeah, I live in New York." And the venue was like, "Oh, so you're a full-time wedding planner?" And I was like, "No, I'm a full-time artist. I just happen to be, I guess, good at event planning and producing." And I do produce as an artist, right? But I'm on this planet to make art. And so it makes me think about, what are our skills and where are we channeling them? Especially right now. What is it that we're in the peak of, right? How do we be Bobby Hurley that week in 1992 at basketball, but know where to direct and drive that skill set? What's your role right now in our extremely dire, urgent need for collective liberation? Where do you peak? Where are you at the apex of your game? And how are you using those skills for good? Dubarty. Take care.